Ford High School Weekly is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Oklahoma.
Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Deon Amade. On this week's episode, we're interviewing one of the young stars in the state of Oklahoma, and a lot of people are excited about him, Jamarian Ficklin. Martin, how's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah, how's the season going thus far?
Season's going great. Currently 8-0. Want to be 9-0 this week, and we have a good drive going in front of us.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and let the fans get to know you a little bit. All right. So, what's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject would have to be algebra 2.
Why is that?
It's the easiest to come to me. I've always been good at math, so I have to just be able to stick to that.
So why is numbers good to you? Is it something correlated with money, or I mean that's the reason I like math. So what's your reason for it?
My reason for it is because I'm able to comprehend anything with money. I can do any math problem in my head, and I'm able to break down math problems in my head when I see it.
Hey man, that's a good skill to have. So what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is green.
Oh, that goes with the Muskogee Roughers. Why green?
It's just a beautiful color to me. It's like an aesthetic to me. Just something I can really look at.
I like it. So, all right, let me ask you this. What do you do for fun?
What I do for fun is I either play the game or I just go outside and mess with my dogs.
Oh, yeah? What kind of dogs you got?
I actually got 4. I have 2 blue heelers, a weenie dog, and a pit.
Dang, man. Who feeds all those dogs?
Definitely not me.
Well, why the dog? Why is that something that you like to do in your free time?
Because those are something I can just like sit down, pet, just mess around with. They're really loving. I even talk to them sometimes. I know they can't talk back, but they just sit there.
I feel you. All right, so I saw on your social media that it seems everybody calls you Bird. What's the reason behind that?
When I was really small, my dad held me in his hand when I was born, like I was like a little bird. He had some big hands, and he said I looked really small, really skinny. I was undersized, and he was like, my legs never really grew. So he said he called me Bird when I was a young one, and it really just stuck to me.
So who exactly calls you Bird? Is that like a family nickname, or does all your teammates call you that? Or does everybody know you as Bird?
Everybody calls me, even my teachers.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I like it. All right, when we come back, we'll talk to Mr. Ficklin about his season, his team, and so much more. We'll be right back here on Ford High School Weekly. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Jamarian Ficklin, my man, also known as Bird. So the season has gotten started to a really good start. It looks like you guys are making that run to the playoffs. But let's go back and talk to you about how did you start playing football in your youth?
I actually started out in my first grade season. I was actually a running back and a linebacker behind how my dad wanted me to play.
So how did you make that transition, or who pushed you to play the quarterback position?
When I actually moved to Muskogee from Hilldale, they finally figured out I could throw when I tried out for quarterback for fun. And we each had position groups. And the quarterback coach asked me if I could throw, and I was able to throw, so he put me out there, and I really stuck to it.
What grade was this?
That would be my 3rd grade year.
Oh, yeah? So what'd your dad think about that switch for you?
He wasn't too happy with it, but he stuck with it because then he could learn a new position.
I like it. So with you being, initially a running back and then going to quarterback, I mean, how has that made you a better quarterback, so to speak?
I made a better quarterback because I'm able to see the holes a lot better. Whenever I'm running the ball, I can make a jump cut into another one. Reading the holes, I can read my blocks. I just see the field different.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but are you? You said you're a three sports star over there at Muskogee?
Yeah, I should do four.
For four. So what's the four sports?
Basketball, football, baseball, and I run track.
Oh, baseball too, huh?
Yep.
All right. So which one is your favorite sport?
Football is my favorite.
All right, go ahead and tell me the reason why you play all those sports.
The reason I play all those sports is for my body, to grow, to become stronger, stay healthy, stay in shape for the most part. And I play baseball for my arm strength, to strengthen my arm, so I'm throwing throughout the year instead of just taking breaks in between basketball. I do track for my speed, my breakout speed, my takeoff speed. Then I do basketball for more like jumping, side to side movement, all that.
So if you could pick a second favorite sport, which one would it be?
Basketball.
Why is that?
That's my second one that I came natural to. But people say baseball is my best sport.
So what position you play in baseball?
Center.
So what's your favorite part about the game of baseball?
My favorite part of the game about baseball is how people think you're just standing out there just bored, but you're having to keep your head on the swivel, your body on the swivel. You can make amazing catches, diving catches. It's just like a different habitat out there. Um, you also can track the ball better, especially like if you play safety or receiver. You can find the ball anywhere at any time, especially when the sun is around. I'm just able to adapt to that better.
So would you say that's what sets you apart from other athletes on the football field is your ability to play multiple sports and kind of use those sports to your advantage?
Yes, I actually do. Being able to use all those sports to advantage is like adding new things to your game in every other sport.
So with that being the case, I mean, how is it during the off season for you for football? I mean, are you able to still train at your favorite sport, or do you have to concentrate on those other sports?
Through the off season, I'm able to train through my main sport because I did make football my main sport. That's the sport I want to focus on. But I do still play basketball. I'll do that, after school, and then I'll go home, do some football stuff. Then on the weekends, on Sundays, that morning I'll go do like training and all that type of stuff. Then I go to my next sport.
So what kind of training are we doing? Is your dad still your main coach when you're on your own training and doing drills, or do you have a specific individual who kind of teaches you up on some quarterback stuff?
Has a specific individual. His name's Derek. He's out of Tulsa.
So I've seen some articles saying that you're the new Michael Vick of Oklahoma high school football. Is that something that you kind of appreciate or taking a liking to, or is that something that you're staying away from and you'd rather be compared to another quarterback?
No, actually, I love that because Michael Vick is a great athlete. Flick of his wrist on a deep ball, him being able to run, escape a pocket, get slippery on somebody. I like being compared to him. It actually makes me happy because I'm being seen as somebody who's able to move and throw.
So are there any other quarterbacks that you should kind of mirror your game off of?
Tua or Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, my man. I'm not even old enough to remember what Terry Bradshaw was doing back in the day. Why? How did you get familiar with him?
Actually, I'm a really big Steelers fan. Me and my dad used to always talk about this quarterbacks, receivers, all of it. And so I used to watch him a lot. Then I finally found another quarterback. That would be Michael Vick.
Yeah, YouTube's a beautiful thing, ain't it? All right, well, let's talk about the season, man. You guys are 8-0 right now and cruising along. What's kind of helping this team be successful throughout the season?
What's helping this team is having a positive mindset. Everybody's staying on track. My team has actually improved from last year. Last year we had like a lot of ineligible kids who couldn't play, but this year we had no ineligible people. Everybody's helping with everybody in classes that they need help in. It's like it's a brotherhood. Everybody's working together. Nobody's fighting. If a problem does come up, we all talk about it. So we really got better from last year.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was aware of Muskogee and you guys and your team, but I thought that you guys were really young and really surprised by the success that you guys are having this year. Is that something that was kind of talked about before the season started? You guys being a young team, or did y'all see the success happening for y'all in this season?
Last year was actually everybody was either a sophomore or a junior. This year, everybody's either a junior or a sophomore. We lost a lot of. We didn't lose any seniors actually last year. We only lost maybe one starter, and I was on the offensive side. That would have been his name would have been Isaiah Givens, but we gained another one named Andre Beasley. Um, so yeah, we would talk about being really young this year, but we knew we were going to be a good team because we were working really hard on the off season. We pushed each other every day. We worked every day. We went to the field every day after training. So we knew we were going to be a really good team this year.
All right, with that being said, knowing that you guys were going to be a good team this year, was the team goal for all you guys when you were working out during the off season and looking ahead towards the season? What's the team's goal?
The team goal would have been do better than we did last year. Last year we won 2 games. We went 2-8, but we knew we had to pick each other up and become a better team. As the year start to begin, we wanted to make the playoffs, so we made that a goal, and we're succeeding at that goal. So now our goal is go 10-0 and make it to state as we have a bye in the playoffs.
I like it, man. We should continue to progress as the season goes along. All right, so I checked out your social media, and it seems like you have some individual goals yourself. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish with the ball in your hands?
One of my goals would have been finish a year with 3,000 passing yards and at least 500 rushing on the ground. So far, I'm succeeding at that. I know I still got to do better. Last game went very, very good for me. I had a terrible first half. The third drive got hurt. Went out for a drive. My backup came in, did his thing, got the first touchdown of the game. After that, came back in, um, played a whole quarter. We started scoring. Went to halftime, come back out, and I had an amazing second half. Uh, you know, Having to come back from that type of game is gonna be hard, but I know I'm gonna be able to do it.
And now I see what you mean by you like math and that algebra too. You really have those numbers down packed, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Is that something you're keeping track of during the game, or are you just looking at the stats towards the end?
I look at the stats actually at the end of the game. People will start tweeting about it at halftime. I just take a little peek, then get off my phone, start talking to my OC about what I see and what he sees. Uh, you know, my office coordinator is like very smart. He's a very smart man. So, I sit down, talk to him about what we can do, what we need to do better. And as we start to talk, we start to come together. So then our second half becomes a better game because we start seeing what we need to. He'll listen to me, I listen to him, and we start to put everything together and we become a better duo.
Well, you guys are looking like a real good duo right now, man. Congratulations on the 8-0 start. Good luck in the playoffs and good luck with everything in the future, man. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Next up, Prep Red Zone's Michael Knight on Ford High School Weekly. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Well, it's that time of the week once again. Michael Knight from Prep Red Zone is here to talk about Oklahoma high school football and everything that's going on in the state. Michael Knight, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Playoffs right around the corner. It's a great time of the year.
Right around the corner, indeed. I think we got like 2 more weeks of regular season football left, and then playoff time is soon approaching.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. This year we got some changes coming to the 6A playoffs. There's going to be 6 teams getting into the playoffs from each district. So instead of 8 teams in the 6A1 and 6A2 playoffs, we're actually going to have 12 teams. So we're going to see some new faces in the playoffs this year. The 5A playoffs, I've talked about that already with you, man. They're going to be a lot of fun. And then, I mean, look, it's November, early December. Before we know it, we're going to be at Edmond and we're going to be crowning state champions. So it's a great time of the year, that's for sure.
All right, so how does this change the dynamic in 6A football now? You said there's going to be 6 teams from each district that make it in. So is that going to make the playoffs longer? Like what's going to happen here?
Yeah, so originally when 6A split into 2 divisions back in 2014, I believe was the first year, because of that, they would play 2 rounds of playoffs when everybody else was playing as well. They would start on the same week. But then they would have a bye week. The week of Thanksgiving, everybody else is still playing, but 6A would have a bye week before the championship because there was only 8 teams in the playoffs. So you only had 3 rounds of games. But now there's more teams in the playoffs. There's 6 from each district that are going to make it in. The top 2 seeds from each district are going to get bye weeks that first week of the playoff. But then we're not going to have that Thanksgiving bye week. That'll actually be the week of the semifinals in 6A1 and 6A2 now. So it's a little different. I'll be interested to see how it goes, how the coaches feel about it. But the biggest thing for me is that the coaches wanted it, and so the association listened. The OSSAA went ahead and made that passing, and that's something that I like to hear. You know, if the coaches that are in the sport, if the athletic directors that are with these schools that are dealing with this on a day-to-day basis, if they think that it's a change that's necessary for high school football in this state, and the association should listen, and they have listened moving forward for 6A.
Going into this week, I mean, it's week 8, week 9 of high school football. What's the latest around the state, Michael?
Well, you have some really big games in Class 5A. Again, you know, it's been arguably the most competitive class. Bishop McGuinness is taking on Piedmont. You have Coweta traveling to Del City. Del City could actually make that district very interesting between them, McAllister, and Coweta. Coweta trying to lock up the district title there. Those are 2 of the top teams in 5A. And then I'm actually going down to southeastern Oklahoma, right there on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas, to Muldrow, Oklahoma, where Lincoln Christian, the top-ranked team in Class 3A, is taking on the Bulldogs from Muldrow. Muldrow's been one of the best stories of 3A football, and specifically their running back, Trendon Collins, the son of a former Oklahoma State Cowboy basketball player, I believe. He is having an unbelievable season at running back for Muldrow. He's only 31 yards away from 2,000 yards on the season, and it's only week 9. So he fortunately has a few more games to go. He might get that 2,000-yard mark on Friday night. I haven't seen him in person yet this year. Looking forward to it. And they got a big test going up against the top-ranked Lincoln Christian Bulldogs.
Wow, out there in Muldrow, man, making some hay, getting some big numbers out there.
Yeah. Putting some miles on the car as well, but it should be a good time. I know that Muldrow is a great community. They've been very supportive of their football this year and really all athletics. Trendon is a fantastic athlete. He's been a standout on the basketball floor, the football field, and he's a state champion track star as well for them. So it's going to be a fun time, that's for sure.
Coming up next on Ford High School Weekly, highlights from Plainview at Heritage Hall and the Muskogee Roughers at Booker T. Washington. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Last Friday, we had a doubleheader on the Ford Game of the Week. Plainview was at Heritage Hall and Muskogee was at Booker T. Washington.
Final score once again, Heritage Hall wins it over Plainview. 50-14 is the final tally on our contest here this evening as the Chargers win it over the Plainview Indians. Let's take a look at those highlights from this contest. Dion will take over here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with our player of the game, River Faulkner, as he goes into the end zone untouched. And then the punt return, man, Jordan Harris breaks one tackle, breaks the face mask, gets a flag, cuts it to the middle of the field, shows off the speed, and goes into the end zone, making it look easy as the Heritage Hall Chargers go up for another score. Now, this one wasn't easy. Bass, the quarterback, still composed, goes back, picks up the ball, gets the ball down to number 11, Fitrow, and Fitrow goes in for the touchdown for the Chargers, and another passing touchdown as well. This one, a contested catch for Harrison again before halftime, goes into the end zone, and he tells everybody, I'm the man around here, and the Chargers definitely were tonight.
Week 8 of the high school football season in Tulsa. We're at S.E. Williams Stadium. Let's check out some of the action between the undefeated Muskogee Roughers after their best start since 1980 against Booker T, Rod.
Yeah, getting it done. They started early. Beasley, so strong. Mondre Beasley making plays for this Muskogee team and finally able to come down. They wasn't done yet. They're going to go to the other side now. Find our man number 8 right there. Caden McGee gets a good block from our man Braden Henry, and he picks him up and puts him down and puts points on the board for the Roughers. Now going to keep it going over the middle. Ficklin back in. Look for the pass. Intercepted right there. Number 21 for the Hornets, Anthony Harris. And then they come back, put 3 on the board, and the Roughers were rolling early. Now Ficklin going to get a good push, going to get into the end zone. They would keep pouring it on with the Roughers. Now right here across the middle, you see big number 28 getting it done. Anthony Watson on the quick slant, able to get the touchdown. He does it all for this Rougher team. The Hornets trying to answer. And this is a guy for the answer. Leighton Boone going to come into your screen right there. Not a touchdown. They called him down at the 1. And this guy, number 6, Karan Ross, would punch it in for the Hornets to get some Hornets some points on the board. Now coming right back at you. Look at the big fella, big number 21, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. Brandon Tobert running over guys to get to the end zone. And again, the Roughers with more points on the board. So many weapons for this team. Now coming right back at you, number 4, going to catch the pass. Johnson from Ficklin, able to get it done. Impressive showing for the Roughers.
Hey, you look at the stats in this one. Muskogee dominating both on the ground and in the air and in first downs. The big difference, penalties for the Hornets, 14 for 111 yards. Muskogee wins it, undefeated, 8-0 on the season, 30-6 your final.
Remember, all the best in Oklahoma, like Jamarian Ficklin, make the Ford High School Weekly. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Deanna Made.
Ford High School Weekly has been brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Oklahoma.